Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Wands Tarot. My name's Carmen. Today we've got a reading that is partially in progress, so we had some internet issues, but let me just make sure you've got access to the first part here. Let's see. I'll pop it into the live chat now, and then later on, I'll also put it as a regular comment. And then as far as like a little summary for you, we've got somebody, a King of Pentacles, King of Swords in the reverse, who is so focused on how people perceive them or their status, their success. They've been really driven to be considered a winner. And it seems like they are taking things too far in some situation that for many of you could be a divorce or a child custody situation. We do have references to the courts in here, and we do also have references to children. But this could also be the pregnancy could be about money instead of a child. So apply it the way it makes sense. But we've got either folks in a courtroom or, the court of public opinion basically saying, hey, King of Pentacles, you're taking this too far. You are going after this person more than you need to. You've lost the plot because you're so focused on winning. They have become vindictive. So because we have somebody that is treasured, somebody who is worth defending, we have multiple people that I feel are stepping up to this King of Pentacles saying, I know you think it's great to like use everything you've got against this person, but I feel like you're taking it too far. Like, who are you really trying to hurt, or what are you really trying to achieve? It's like night and day with this person. They were previously maybe welcoming, and now all of a sudden they are like a terror. All right, I'm just going to call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time, or a lot, even though we already technically had it at the beginning. And we're going to go with what's the news. What else do we have? Hello, Ophelia. How are you doing? Hello, Peggy. So cute. Hello, Laura. How are you doing? Hello. How's it going, Andy? So we have detective and love bombing. I feel like this detective is that King of Swords, somebody who's looking for the information. There are accusations being leveled by the King of Pentacles that are unfair. Things that are completely made up or at the very least exaggerated, and someone's on the case. Somebody is looking into that, and they're realizing that whatever's being said is really just for personal gain. Nothing seems to be 100% rooted in truth. There may be some things that have a kernel of truth, but the King of Pentacles seems to just kind of like create things as far as like gossip or trying to make this person look bad. Oops, I got it. Puzzled, confused, perplexed, conflicted. And skirt, quick getaway, the runner, and escaping. There's people here who are trying to understand why the King of Pentacles is dragging things out, why they're making it worse than it needs to be. Why can't we just, come to a fair agreement and move on? It's like if you were in a divorce and you had almost come to an agreement, and then that person like moves the goalpost and they're like, well, actually, I want the other house too. Like they're getting greedy, or they're letting that greed show. They're taking it too far, and people are like, really? You can't just like, okay. Mm-hmm. Hello, Elise. How are you doing? Hello, Aqua Beauty. Hello, Upper Echelon. Thank you for the like. So we've got frenemy, fake friends, two-faced, hidden intentions, and key player, important person playing an essential role, and irreplaceable. So we have somebody who is vindictive and petty, right? The King of Pentacles is going after the Empress. Remember, don't get too caught up on the gender. But their intentions aren't as stated. So they may be trying to say, I'm doing all this for somebody else's benefit, or this is what we're working towards, but that's not it. They are lying. And I would say it to their face. They are lying. Entertainment purposes only. Like, what they don't seem to realize is whatever they lied about, it's gonna be figured out. There's evidence. There's a detective here who's finding the details they need to. So I do feel there's somebody that's going to stand up to this King of Pentacles. This is the King of Swords. Somebody who says, hey, whatever accusations you've levied towards this Empress energy, they're not going to stand. The Tower, everything's changing because this information comes in and it makes this King of Pentacles look desperate. Like, why are you going so crazy on this? Why are you so vindictive, right? Why do you want to make this person look so bad? We've got memories. And it's definitely because of the past. Regression, revisiting the past. This is not like, oh, I, lay in bed and I think about you at night and all the fun times we had. No, it's like, I think about what you did and it makes me want to hurt you. Like, they get all mad, right? They get all worked up over things that they haven't been able to let go of from the past, whether it's with this particular person or somebody else. I just feel like they're kind of vindictive in general. They like to get even. I don't really focus on that so much. Let the universe take care of it. So we have the blues: scared, heavy emotions, mental distress. This is how they want the Empress. Oh no. Okay. So here's the thing. They're so focused. Our King of Pentacles, selfish individual, is very focused on getting somebody into a situation where they feel bad about what they did, right? It's like grounding a teenager, except for this is not a teenager, right? They're so focused on this that it's like they forget about the other things going on in their world. There's something else that they do that it like complicates the situation. So in the context of a divorce proceeding or, a drawn out divorce, I feel like we have somebody who could have accepted an offer or a deal and been done with it over and, let's move on. But because they've drawn it out, additional information is found that could invalidate a prenuptial agreement because there's a side piece here. But it's not the Empress, it's the King of Pentacles. So it's like, because you wanted to drag it out, because you wanted to be difficult, now things are getting worse for you, right? Now your resources that you were excited about or the things that you were proud of, now those are at risk, right? If this person felt like they were going to take all the money, this sneaky link or hidden side piece, that detail means, oh, no. Now they're getting the boat too, like that. Nah, they're not going to like how this goes. But some people just don't know when to stop, right? Let's see. This is the Voyage of the Soul. Hello, Khalil. How are you doing? What else do we have? Cleanse, salt, sage, soak, detox, revive, and fate. I do think that this particular situation exposes the King of Pentacles for being more greedy than most people thought they were. And it's an opportunity for this person to reset, to realize I might have gotten a little bit too focused on what I consider to be a win, or, not giving in to you or making you out to be the bad guy. But maybe I should just accept that sometimes in the course of a connection or a relationship, whether it's romantic or not, sometimes things get a little bit crazy. It's about whether or not you can resolve it or move past it. This was one of those things they needed to learn because it was about winning and losing. And if you look at all of your connections with people as win versus loss, you have already lost. Literally. You can't win with that outlook. You really can't. I'm using it against you. Serenity, ease, tranquility, peace, drift, and silence. And guidance. A helping hand, ask and receive, spirit team, friends, and soul family. So I do feel that there is positive energy coming in, healing energy coming in for this Empress, particularly if they're taking the time to detox. You might want to pay special attention to, if you have time to meditate, choosing music that's going to facilitate a happier or more peaceful mind. What songs help you to calm down if you're having a tough day? Instead of, I'm really angry, I want to scream. Because, like, when I was cooking last night, I was listening to Rage Against the Machine, and I did love it. I'm not going to lie, I love it. But sometimes if you're in that situation where you're a little bit more worked up, it might be wise to leverage music as a tool to de-escalate as opposed to encourage, right? This is somebody who's able to get out of the situation or make it through in part because they know how to keep calm, not let that other person get the best of you. The King of Pentacles wants to see the Empress crumble, right? Wants to see this person lose their temper. But you ask for help and you receive it. For some of you, it is in the form of a lawyer. For others of you, it is in staying calm. For others, it could be a random stranger that does something kind for you. But I do feel like it's important for you to be mindful and to ask for help when you need it. I am awful at that, okay? I don't like doing it. I'll do it if I have to, but I want to do everything myself. So, like, I get it if that's not easy, but sometimes we got to just like set the ego aside and say, you know what? I need help. I can't lift this. I have zero muscles. Or, you know what? I just need a moment. Or could you help me out with some advice? There's somebody here who is willing to help, and I think it makes a difference. So we've got the sword, pierce, cutting, truth, sting, boundaries, and evil eye, protection, negativity, gossip, walk away, cancel, and release. See, the thing is, all these people out here, I shouldn't say all, a lot of these people out here who have this like evil eye obsession, like, I'm mad at you, so I'm going to send you this negative energy. Many of them are operating under like exaggerated perceptions, or I'm only going to think about things from my perspective, or I'm trying to turn everybody against you. So when that truth comes out, when people understand what really happened in the situation, they end up looking horrible. So like my suggestion would be, maybe don't lie about other people to make yourself look bad. And instead we can all just be like honest with ourselves. Hey, you know what? I messed this up. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't have talked to you that way, or I shouldn't have let things escalate. We can all take part in that mature conversation about how do we get from where we don't want to be to where we want to be. And it's not always as cut and dry as you're wrong and I'm right. Like this is somebody who really wanted to be seen as in the right, who really wanted to be seen as the victor. And now they're really just being seen as vindictive. It's a whole different vibe, it's just it's not as fun as like the winner. I'm trying so hard not to quote Charlie Sheen right now. All right. This is the Wild Reflections Tarot. I see Tiana and it's just bacon. I have bacon in the fridge. I might have to go make it now for a meal. But I don't have jalapenos. I could rectify that. How's it going, Khalil? I hope you're having a good day. Tiana, I hope the studying's going well. We have the Seven of Cups. And Judgment in the reverse. Did I say 7? Sorry, guys. It's totally the Knight of Cups. I'm over here thinking about bacon. I blame Tiana. So here's the deal. There was an offer, and I feel like it would have been great. It would have been equitable or at least like tolerable, right? But this King of Pentacles gets greedy and doesn't listen to people who say, like, maybe you should just like accept 60-40, or maybe you should just accept like that arrangement, whatever it is. No, I want more. See, that's why I saw the Seven of Cups, you guys. I love it. 2 cards later, it is the one I saw. They had options. They could have gotten what they wanted, but they were like, no, I want more. That's you. That's what you sound like. Was this somebody who pushed too far? You know, I should agree to that. It's probably fair, but I really want you to feel bad. So I'm going to press. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to be pain in your buttocks. Is that how you guys say it? No? Okay. I'll work on that. So Knight of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse. Gosh, that's a lot of earth energy. It's almost like we're talking about money or security. They made it all complicated. This could have been an easy decision. This could have been okay, we already had a prenup, or okay, this is how other people have applied this in the past, but this person had to dig in their heels. They were like, no, I want everything. I don't want them to get anything. I don't want them to feel like I've helped them at all. And with the 5 of Pentacles in the reverse, it feels to me like that evil eye energy. Oh, you're over here. I found it. The evil eye energy just kind of like boomeranged right back to this person. You really want that person to be hurting. That's coming right back to you because it wasn't justified. It was petty. There you go, right? Upper echelon. Yeah, where is he? Hello, Bitchy Tata. How are you doing? What's up, AJ? Yeah, we haven't seen the whip in a really long time, have we? All right, so we've got, it's probably because I moved my cards and I don't use the Gilded Reverie as often. So we have the World. I feel like this is online, like social media stuff. And I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you meddling kids. But take that and like added it a little bit to, and I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for my own stupid mouth. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. I think there's somebody who makes an argument, accuses you of something, or tries to make you look bad without realizing that their own social media contradicts what they're saying. They said something a long time ago. It's written in stone, basically. It's social media. You can't delete anything from the internet. Not really. And they're over here saying something completely different. And that I feel like this lawyer or somebody is just kind of like, that's weird because here's you 30 days ago saying the opposite. Which one do I believe? The like past version of you or now? What a choice. They contradict themselves. Social media. Some people say a little bit too much on there. Hello, Green Heart. How are you doing? I love the name. Green's my favorite color. Dang it, you're making me hungry. What else do we have? Nine of Cups, Six of Wands in the reverse, Four of Wands. So we have somebody who initially felt it was absolutely going to be a loss. Our Empress felt like they had nothing they could do. Gossip was being believed as truth, or people were buying into this mask they were wearing. But now all of a sudden, the person who was so confident they were going to win, they're finding a challenge. They're finding it's not as easy to pull this off as they thought it would be. So that early on offer that they could have gone for, or that, like, okay, white flag, we don't need to be like at each other's throats. We don't need to be like enemies, right? Because they kept going after it. It feels to me like there's somebody who's kind of punishing them for that. Like, you took it farther than you needed to, so I'm going to take it farther than I need to. Yep. Okay. Well. So for many of you, you just want like 50-50 if it's a custody thing. If it's money, maybe you're also going, let's just do 50-50, whatever it is. You want it to be fair. And this other person was like, I want everything, right? So we have somebody who I think from a judge standpoint, or somebody who maybe they're the owner of the company, maybe it's the court of public opinion, but it's like, okay, bet. I don't see things the same way anymore because you took it too far. I told you that was too much, or other people told you you're taking it too far, and still you pressed. So now you don't get what you asked for. What's that? I mess this up every time. The story in the Bible where the child's parent is in question. So some governing body says, okay, we'll cut the baby in half and you can each have half. And the woman who says, let her keep the baby, I don't want the baby harmed, is the one who ends up with the baby, right? This is somebody who's going so far that they don't seem to realize that they are abandoning their whole claim to honor, right? You claim to be defending the family, but you're out here not doing that, right? There's dissonance here. And someone says, because of that, you don't get what you want. I'm going to side with the Empress instead. Solomon, thank you. I'll have to read the Bible later. Sorry, guys. It's been a while since I did the Sunday school thing when I really like Rotella. Also, I think there was this cartoon series that I watched a ton of when I was a kid. I want to say it was called Superbook. Anybody ever watch that? I remember very specifically that there was a red dress floating in the air. Anyways, I love you all. I'm going to go eat some food. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And in no time, I'll have a new internet provider. So hopefully we won't have to deal with the same issues. Okay, doodles.